Hello friends, Kisan is here again and welcome you in this video tutorial. In this video tutorial we are going to talk about the model and view object in Spring MVC. So in past many videos we had written lot of request handler methods, and there we had specified the return type of the request handler method as model and view, and sometimes we have also written return type as a string, right? So after business logic is processed, a handler method should return a view which is then resolved by the Spring's dispatcher servlet. Spring allows us to return either a string or a model and view object from the handler method in the, as you can see in this example, right? uh, in this example the handler method, you can see in this example the handler method returns a string represents a view name as register, right? And this is the example we had seen in previous videos, right? That's the simplest way of returning the view name. But if you want to send the additional data to the view, you must return a model and view object, right? So to show this demo, now I'm going to I may explain this method also. There this request handler method is returning model and view, but I have created a separate project to discuss this concept, and I have coded these things offline, and I will try to explain you each and every piece of the code, and finally I'll put this code on the GitHub, and GitHub location I will specify in the video description itself. So let's see over here. Here I have created a project with name model and view web app, and here I have a index.jsp. When I run this project, then we'll get this page first of all, and we'll have a hyperlink get user list, and I have given the URL as slash model and view app. This is the project name, root context, and slash list user. So this is the basically request handler UI, right? So from this URL we have a request handler method in our controller class. So this part I'm going to comment, or what I'll do, I'll remove for time being, and let me show you this part. So here we have a request handler method which is having the URL pattern slash user list. What you see over here, when you click on the get user list, then the request will go to this controller, and that will try to search the request handler method whose URL pattern is list users, and with the get method. So this is the basically method which is matching with URL pattern plus HTTP request, right? So this method will be executed, and return type I have given the model and view, and model and view explicitly I have created, right? And here I am passing the, this is the one of the constructor which takes, you can see view name. So view name I have passed user list, so that's why I have created a user list.jsp in the views page, and just I'm making call to the service layer. So it's a fake service, so I have just created fake, and my service layer is making use of the DAW layer, user DAW reference that I have auto wired, and from service I'm making call to the DAW. Basically here I'm not basically interacted with the database, but I have made just a dummy DAW layer, and this class is annotated as @repository, as we do when we create DAW layer, and in actual scenario we interact with the database, right? And here we have just created a static block, and there I have created a list and added 3 users information, and same this method is going to return. So when client calls this method, then first of all a static block will be executed, and this list is populated with the 3 users information, and same list is going to return to the service, and service is going to return to the controller, right? Controller. And here we are making use of the user service reference, and I have auto wired, and I'm making use of this variable to making call to the its method, right? Get user list that gives us the user list, and same user list I'm passing over here. Model and view has a one method is called add object. There you can pass the model object name and actual model object, which contains the list of users. From this we can retrieve value on this page user.jsp, and that I have done the same. So here basically we have to iterate the user list on the UI. So that's why I have made use of the JSTL tag over here, and in leaf folder I have added JSTL 1.2 jar, and this is pretty straightforward. Here I have created a div, and inside the div we have a table, and inside a table just I have created a table row, right? And this is the table header, name, age, email and country. And here I have used for each loop, right? C colon means C is the prefix of JSTL, so JSTL is having a for loop method. So, and var name you can give anything whatever you want, and item list you will have to pass this what you are sending from the controller, this you will have to pass. So that I have given like dollar and curly bracket open, you will have to pass this. And for each you will have to iterate, starts here and closing here. And here we are printing first of all the user name, then user age, email and country, right? So we have a user reference, and from user reference we can refer its properties, right? If you go to the user, then we have a name, age, email and these are the basically private properties still we are able to access on the UI. And how is it possible? Because basically Spring uses internally reflection API. If your method is even private or the property is private, still you can access outside of the class. So you no need to worry about that. Those things are already handled by the framework. Only thing is that you have a reference of user, right, or object of user, and you can refer its properties, and this way this information will display on the UI, right? So here I have added all dependencies, common loggers. As we know that Spring has external dependency on common loggers, so that's why common loggers, JSTL, because we are using JSTL tag on UI or views page, and these are the things we required to work with the Spring MVC, right? That's why these are the dependencies I have added. Now we have a web.xml. There I have registered dispatcher servlets as a controller. When we talk about the Spring MVC, then dispatcher servlet is the one of the component which works as a MVC controller. So that's why we have to register this servlet in the deployment descriptor. Now you have a Spring web configuration file, right? So here I have used component scan 3 times for 3 different packages, for controller, for service and for dog. But here you can, these things you can wrap in the single line of code. Then how you can do that? You can do like this. So you can make use of the wildcard searching, right? So instead of writing 3 times this, you can write in this fashion. So com.infotech, if you look into these 3 packages, com.infotech is common. After that the sub package name is changing, so here you can put the star, and in that case only you will have to write the single line of code. This code I'm going to comment, you can try yourself. So in that case this will include all 3 packages, right? A star means after that I don't, com.infotech dot star means up to here Spring will match. After that Spring don't care what is the sub package name, that's the meaning. So if you want to merge these 3 things within the single line, then you can do. But drawback is that if you have another package after star which does not use any Spring related annotations, still Spring is going to scan those packages as well, right? So this is the one of the downside. Now here I have registered a internal resource view resolver, which is basically helps dispatcher server to resolve the view name, right? So this is the prefix, right? And our controller, basically if you look into the controller, and that basically returns logical view name, that is user list. So this logical view name, which is returned by the controller, dispatches alert basically contacts to the internal resource view resolver, and this is prefixed to the logical view name, and this string will be the suffix. So complete path would be wave inf slash views slash user list dot jsp, and user dot list dot jsp will be forwarded to the client. This way basically Spring works, right? So that's all I have in this video tutorial. Let's run this project and let's see how is it working. Now if I run this project, then we'll get the list of user will be displayed on the UI, right? And that is coming from the DAW layer, dummy DAW layer, right? If you click, so basically index.jsp got forwarded. So if you click over here, then list of user will display on the UI. So this is the list of user which is coming from the DAW layer, right? So now one more thing I would like to discuss with you. So here we are going to refactor this code again. So when we talk about the Spring MVC request handler method, right? So here model and view, basically we have instantiated ourselves, right? But let's comment this code, and here what I'm gonna do, you don't need to really create this object yourself. Framework will take care of all these things. So if you pass model and view as a parameter of the request handler method, then you really don't need to instantiate this object yourself. So here I have passed as a parameter, and I would say model and view, and here set, we have a set view name. So and here you can set the view name, and this is gonna work, is the very similar to this. So now here framework is going to instantiate model and view for you. So after doing this modification, let's run this project again and see. And this is working absolutely fine, right? So you can see here Spring is also very flexible. As you can see, declare the model and view object as a parameter of the handler method instead of creating a new one. Thus this example can be rewritten, as this, right? So I hope you enjoyed learning this video. This code I am going to upload on the GitHub, and GitHub location I will specify in the video description. If you have any query or any question, then please do post video to the video, or if you have any comments like regarding improvement of this YouTube channel, then also welcome your suggestion. So thanks for watching this video, and see you next video tutorial.